Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Justina and here I like to make, create, and inspire fun art things with you through my DIYs. Today, as you see by today's title, I have 4 fall/autumn DIYs for you that you can do with Dollar Tree items. If you are new here, I hope you stick around by clicking that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you every time I upload a new video. If you already subscribed, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I really hope you enjoy. So with all that being said, let's just jump right into it and let's art today. Rolling right into our first DIY, I have 2 of these houses set that have words on them. The first one says love and the other one says gather. Now, when I was at Dollar Tree, they still had a bunch of back to school supplies out and they were just rolling out the fall stuff, but I found these at the end cap of one of their rows. I removed it from its packaging and I'm just using the one that says love. Now, at first I started rearranging the houses because I thought I was going to put them in a different position because I was still unsure if I was going to use the word love or not, and I liked how the houses looked in a different areas, but then I scrapped that. So to cover the houses, I'm going to use this vinyl paper from Dollar Tree. Now, a lot of people buy this to put into their Cricut machine. I do not have a Cricut machine, but I thought this would be a really good use out of it if you do not have one. So as you see, I had orange, yellow, and white because I'm going for a candy corn color combination. At first, I just went about 3 to 4 inches with the paper and I cut it down to size. And as you see here, I'm placing the house right on top of it because this is just a big sticker and I'm cutting off the excess. Now, I wanted to make sure they were as even as possible, so I went in with an X-Acto knife to cut off the excess, but you can always just fold it over and call it a day. But I wanted this to be as close to the edge as possible, and as you see here, it does cover the top portion of the house. Next, I go in with orange. I cut off a piece that should fit right into the center, and it was a little bit too long, so I folded up and I cut off the excess. And once again, I'm just gonna peel off the paper and put it right on top of the wooden house. Now, I did notice when I was placing the vinyl sticker right on top, you can still see the letters showing through, but I fixed that later on. If you do not want to see the letter showing through, I suggest pasting on a piece of scrapbook paper or something with a thicker backing so that when you put the vinyl paper on top, you won't be able to see those letters. Lastly, I'm just adding the yellow vinyl sticker right on the bottom of it. Once again, removing all of the excess with a pair of scissors and my X-Acto knife. Then I will continue doing the same exact design on the rest of the houses, and they should end up looking like this. I try to make it as even as possible, but there are some areas where one is thicker than the other, but I think it looks just fine. Like I mentioned, you can see the letters showing through the vinyl sticker, but that is okay. I will fix that soon. The way I fixed it is using a Posca paint marker, and I'm just outlining the letters with it so that you can see it showing through even more, and it looks like it is another vinyl sticker right on top of it. Now, I do suggest that you use something else with a permanent hold if you want this for long-term use, because after a while the Posca paint does start flaking off of this vinyl sticker, but if you just use it for a season, it should work fine. Now, I wanted to attach all of my houses together, and to do so, I'm using my hot glue gun. As you see here, I'm using little beads on the outer edges of each house to connect them, and then I will continue till all of them are connected together. I did have to use a Dollar Tree ruler for a stand and to hold them completely straight in the back, but after that, that completes this DIY. For our our next DIY, I have some of these wood planks from Dollar Tree. 6 come in a package. They come in a rectangle style and a square style. I have 4 pieces of each, but I end up only using 3. I use 2 of the long rectangle ones and 1 of the square ones to make this tabletop sign. The first thing I needed to do was paint each one of those plaques, and I decided to paint the fronts and the back of each one of them. I'm going in with my folk art satin acrylic paint in the color orange, making sure to make everything covered and nice and opaque. I personally love using acrylic paints, especially for DIY projects, because they are easy to work with and they dry really quickly so that you can continue doing your project all in one day. The next thing I needed to do was add some lines because these little squares and rectangles are now becoming pumpkins. I am using my folk art home decor chalk paint in the color Java to make those lines, and after I make them, I then add some water to my paintbrush and start wiping off the excess and making more dimension with the watered down paint. I will continue doing this for all of my wooden planks, making them look like a pumpkin as best as possible with just using paint. So I was done with that and they were completely dry. I wanted to use some of these green popsicle sticks that I purchased at Dollar Tree for the stems. All I needed to do was cut them down to size. After I had the size that I wanted, I'm just using my hot glue gun, putting a nice dollop at the top of each one of those wooden planks, and then adding my stem right into that hot glue. I will hold it there until the glue completely dries, and then I will add more glue if necessary. Once each pumpkin had its own stem, it was now time to add some accessories and decorations to each one. Now I went through some of my floral and I found some leaves that worked perfectly for this DIY, and I found some sunflowers that just makes this little pumpkin adorable. I'm using hot glue to attach each one of them, and I do the same exact design to each one of the pumpkins. Now that each pumpkin has its own little sunflower and leaf, it was now time to connect them together. So I knew that I wanted the little square pumpkin in the middle, so I'm attaching it using my hot glue gun once again by putting a nice bead of glue down on the rectangle pumpkins and then adding them side by side and pressing down until they were glued into place. After they were dried completely, I knew that the sign needed some stability to hold it into place. So I found a couple of Jenga pieces that I had on hand. I purchased these from Dollar Tree, and I grabbed 2 of them at first and added some hot glue right on top of them, and as you see here, I just placed the sign right on top. I did have to add 2 more Jenga pieces behind those, but after that was all completely dried, I added some more greenery to the bottom, and that completes this DIY.
It's a fact you don't lack anything to make your life sing. Shout it out loud, proud is who you are inside.
Moving right into our third DIY, which is just the back of the previous sign. I wanted to make these jack-o'-lanterns on the back so that maybe you can use this sign throughout fall and throughout the Halloween season. I'm first going in with a black Posca paint marker, as you see here, and I'm just drawing on the face of my jack-o'-lantern, and then I will fill it in still using the same Posca paint marker. Now if you do not have Posca paint markers, don't worry, you can just use acrylic paint and a small detailed brush to make the same faces. It is super easy and very quick to do. I will continue making faces on each one of the pumpkins, trying to make them a little bit different than the previous one. Now if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is completely free. But don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you every time I upload a new video. Plus, I would love for you to be part of our virtual art family. If you are already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. You know the drill. If you are liking today's video, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. It really does help out my channel, and I really do appreciate you being here. As you see here, I'm finishing up my last jack-o'-lantern and filling it in, still using that same Posca paint marker, and I just think these three pumpkins are super adorable. After I was done with the faces, I knew that my jack-o'-lanterns needed their own greenery, so I found more in my crafting stash, and I'm just hot gluing them down into place. I will continue adding greenery to all three of my pumpkins. Once I was done with that, I did add some squiggly lines to make it look like vines on the jack-o'-lanterns, and then I went in with a white Posca paint marker just to add some highlights. I added more greenery on the bottom of this little tabletop sign, and that completes this DIY.
Outside, ready for your destiny. When the moment comes, when the moment comes, when the moment comes, when the moment comes, you'll be ready. Don't listen to the voice saying never, 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 no. Come on, give me that smile. Come on, come on.
Moving right into our next DIY, I have one of these large terracotta pots that I want to make over into a scarecrow. So the first thing I wanted to do was cover it using my folk art home decor chalk paint in the color oatmeal. Now I do give this pot 2 coats of this oatmeal paint just to make sure everything had nice coverage. Now before I even painted my pot, I did seal it using some Rust-Oleum sealer that I showed in previous projects. If you want to see a whole playlist of all of the terracotta pots that I painted, leave me a comment down below. After I was done and the paint had time to completely dry, as you see here, I'm going in with my Posca paint marker in the color brown just to start off with my scarecrow's eyes. Now at first they weren't even, so I try to fix it and make sure they were as symmetrical as possible. Next, I'm drawing in the nose, and then I'm going to fill in all 3 pieces with that brown Posca paint marker. Once again, if you do not have Posca paint markers, that is quite alright. All you need is some acrylic paints. They work perfectly for drawing or painting on terracotta pots. Next, I'm taking a black Posca paint marker and drawing on a squiggly smiley face and adding stitching to it with that black Posca paint marker. I also have painted these squiggly lines using a very thin paintbrush so it can be done. After I was done with that, I didn't want my nose to be brown. I wanted to add more fall colors, so I'm filling it back in with an orange Posca paint marker. Once again, you can always use acrylic paints and a paintbrush to do this as well. Once that was done, I then took a blue Posca paint marker and I started drawing the outline of the eye in with that because my little scarecrow guy will have some blue eyes. I do have to give everything about 2 coats of paint, so I have to wait for the paint to completely dry before adding the second coat of paint. Once that was done, I did go in with a black Posca paint marker and added that right on top for the pupil, and I do the same exact thing for his other eye. After that, I took the same black Posca paint marker and started outlining his little nose and adding some more stitching. As I was looking at my little scarecrow, he was looking a little flat, so to break up all of that oatmeal color, I went in with this really light blue color for his hat and painted the outer rim of my terracotta pot. Once again, I had to use a couple of coats to make sure that everything was nice and opaque. I did add some highlights to his eyes, and that completes this DIY. That is it, my friends. That completes today's DIYs. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did creating each and every one of these DIYs for you. They were super easy to do, lots of fun, and only took a few minutes to make. And I really hope that you find some inspiration for the fall season with some of these DIYs. I would really love to know which one of these 4 DIYs was your favorite down in the comment section below. Remember, friends, if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you every time I upload a new video. Plus, I would love for you to be part of our virtual art family here. If you already subscribed, once again, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. You guys rock, and I just enjoy you guys being here. Don't forget to click that thumbs up button if you really enjoyed today's DIYs. It really does help out my channel. If you would like to see all of these DIYs and further pictures, go check out my other socials. All of those links are down below. And if you would like to help further support my page, go check out my Buy Me a Coffee. If you need some more fall inspiration, don't forget to check out these next videos. Until then, I will see you in the next one.
Come on, you're a sunshine superstar.